This episode of the podcast is brought to you by the Rock City Cannabis Carnival, Winter Edition, hosted by #Hydro Inc. On Saturday, December 18th, join us at the Main Street Armory in Rochester, New York, for what is surely to be the cannabis event of the year. With over 90 vendors showcasing the best flower, edibles, concentrates, infused foods and drinks, clothing designs, jewelry, CBD, and more, this event should definitely land high on your priority list. And it wouldn't be a carnival without live DJs, a THC-infused drink bar, stilt walkers, aerialists, carnival games, and so much more. This is a 21-plus event, and tickets are on sale now at etix.com and through mainstreetarmory.com, which you can access in the show notes. So whether you're a joker, a smoker, or a midnight toker, come check out the Rock City Cannabis Carnival Winter Edition on December 18th for what is sure to be the most epic cannabis event that New York State has ever seen.
The views and opinions expressed on this show belong solely to the hosts and their guests and do not reflect the views of any outside institutions unless explicitly stated.
What's up, everyone? My name is Steve Vanderwall, and I'm the host of Cannabis Cum Laude, a podcast devoted entirely to cannabis. This podcast will cover a full spectrum of topics, including cultivation, business, medicine, politics, culture, advocacy, and everything in between. Because let's face it, the cannabis industry is very complicated. It's robust, and it has a ton of moving parts. So it's going to be my job to help you understand it a little bit better. So tune in every week for a brand new episode. And if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe, rate, and review the show. And if you really, really, really like the show and are interested in sponsoring, please shoot me an email at logistics@cannabiscumlaude.com. Now enjoy the show. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to a very musical episode of Cannabis Cum Laude. Happy to be here today. Got some two very awesome guests, my lovely co-host back, who was out last time with
food poisoning.
Stop eating raw chicken.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to cook it. It takes too long. Figure it's easier to just microwave it and go, right?
I actually had I was in a fraternity in college, and I had a good friend of mine who used to take full chicken breasts and microwave them for like 8 minutes. They weren't bad. They weren't bad.
I'm still kind of like...
You ate them?
Yeah. I had a bite. I would never eat them. That's disgusting.
No, it's still queasy.
Yeah. So...
Fraternity is a whole other conversation.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
We got to do a whole show on that.
That was a different
Steve. I got so many questions.
That was a different Steve. You don't want that. That was a different time.
That's the Steve
No,
I
let's
picture.
talk about that.
That's the real Steve I imagine. This is what I imagine.
This is the fraternity podcast. All right. No, well, as you know, we've been on the last couple months talking to local small businesses and growers in our area as we lead up to the Rock City Cannabis Carnival on December 18th.
Woo woo.
And if you hear a couple voices in the background, you follow Instagram, you'll know exactly who we're talking today. Dr. Dankenstein and Tiny Tits Cannabis are here with us today.
Finally, somebody else with small tits. Girl, this is all bra under here. This is all an illusion.
All bra in here.
Finally, I used to do a video blog one time, and one of my things was the Tiny Titty Committee.
Oh,
We all got a band together, you know?
Sure.
At the last pop-up, someone was like, I feel so at home with you. Because I was like, yeah, that's good.
Cannabis and Tiny Tits advocacy. I love it.
Yeah.
The two best things you can, bring together.
Absolutely.
So
Exactly.
what else can you want?
Well, that kind of leads me to my first question. First of all, thank you both for coming on today. We did decide to do an audio-only show today to keep their physical appearances safe and confidential. But we're going to talk growing today. And really what I want to start off is, what's the origin story between you two? Or behind the brands, behind the growing.
You got
Tell me your love story.
Yeah, I want to know.
You can tell it. Tiny Tits.
Okay, let me see. I mean, basically, how long ago was it? Like 5 years?
Yeah, probably 6 years.
I was working at an ice cream shop, and basically him and his brother came up and try to like hit on me. And
We didn't try. We did. It was successful.
And yeah, I don't know. Like it went from there. Like honestly, I was hanging out with his brother before him, but
Fuck that dude. No, I love my brother.
yeah,
I was with Rob's best friend before him. So
Really?
you want to know what I mean? It's just, you become friends first, it
Right.
seems. You know what I mean? You build
Yeah.
that bond, and then look at where you guys are now, 6 years
Yeah,
later.
Yeah.
definitely.
You still at the
It
ice
was a
cream
little
shop? Do you
rocky.
get free ice cream?
that was the last time I was there. But yeah,
At the time, did you both grow cannabis? How did you guys? How did this alternate these personas happen? Because you've really gained some steam on Instagram, even in the last few months. The product that you're putting out is fire. The content is fire. Where does all that come from?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't even think it's like a persona necessarily, as it is just how I am. You know what I mean? Like that is us. But I've been growing for a while, before I'd ever met Tiny Tits, and she kind of hopped on the bandwagon after that. A little bit.
yeah,
Pun
like,
intended.
well, we actually was started in a little apartment, and that's where it kind of grew from there.
Yeah, that was funny. We were living in a studio apartment in Auburn, actually, New York.
Okay, so yeah, we started in our little apartment, and it's just funny because like we started in this tiny little closet, and then like just to see how it's grown like over just the past couple years. And I think what he was saying was like we would leave the apartment and like we didn't realize like the grow light was just like shining bright purple out the window. And like there's tons of people living in this apartment. I'm like, that is so obvious that there's something going on.
Anytime we drive by a house and Rob sees a purple light, he goes, they're growing weed.
Right.
That's what
That's
we did.
crazy. Did you start just because you liked smoking weed and you wanted to see if you could do it, or you?
So actually, my little sister has a brain tumor, and we all kind of use cannabis for our own reasons. Like I have anxiety, and we all kind of use it in my family. And so I started growing it specifically for us, so that we would get clean product, because it's really hard
You'll make me
to
cry.
get clean product. Yeah, she smokes a ton of weed. So I don't even think she has a brain tumor anymore. She smokes so much weed that shit is gone.
Now she's just lying.
Right.
She's going, yes, I need it still.
No, but she's doing good. She's doing really good. So, but it's super beneficial. Like the benefits of cannabis are ridiculous.
Yep.
It's ridiculous. And people need to be educated on that a lot more.
So did you find different strains did you have to like pheno hunt, as they say, to find different strains for you and for her that kind of worked?
Yeah.
Or did you just kind of say, we'll see what this does?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if it's like the strain that really matters as much as it is how it's grown and like when it's harvested. That I've noticed that, because I have a couple different patients and they really want a more energetic high, and they're always like, oh, is it indica or sativa that I should use? But it's really like how that plant is harvested, how that plant is grown, that really seems to fit their specific needs. Not to say that doesn't play a part in it, but what I have seen is like some people like their cannabis harvested earlier. When the trichomes are different, there's different cannabinoids in the plant itself. So
You're the first person I think I've ever heard say that.
That shit
Everyone's
is
always
facts.
like, it's about strain, it's about this and that. I mean,
that does
granted,
play a part.
I haven't been talking to people probably as long as, Steve or you, but granted,
Right.
that's kind of crazy to think that, just the harvest time can change that potency. But I guess
It's huge.
we tested the stuff at the store, and when we
100%.
test it, and if it's tested too early, and you actually let it cure for a couple more weeks, it'll test a little bit higher. So I guess
Yeah.
that kind of correlates to the same thing. But
Yeah. And if you later in the harvest, as those trichomes start to amber, you start to get much higher levels of CBN, which is going to give you that more kind of couch locky sedative type of feeling.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a thing, though.
I've heard that.
that's cute. I like that.
So talk to me a little bit about your grow setup. And you guys, I'm following your Instagram like all day long. I mean, it's really something.
No, that's awesome.
It's
That's
just
cool.
so pretty, right? You want to print out his pictures. And
I know.
and posters
you guys
on the
are
wall.
brands.
Both
You
of
guys
you
are
together,
so cool.
right?
Don't flatter us.
Yeah, you guys.
It's two separate entities done so damn well
Yeah,
that
it's
just
so well.
combined each
Trust.
other.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm in Coco and Pete right now, and I use all Athena Proline as nutrients.
Yeah.
And I'm trying, which is all synthetic for people that don't know that. But eventually I'm going to move all the way to organics. I think I'm going to switch completely to an organic system, not because of the bud quality, but because of just the impact it has on the environment is a big deal. So, but yeah, as you see on the Instagram, I got a toilet bowl grow going on. And so that's all organic. And I just
minus the porcelain.
Yeah, we try to have fun with it too, but yeah, the setup has definitely evolved like a lot throughout the past couple of years, and there's still a lot of work to be done. It's tough to make the transition into, because we want to get a license, obviously, and what's going to be really tough is making the transition to like this clean, sterile environment where the regulators could come in and be like, that dust in that spider
it looks
in the
more
corner.
like a
It's
doctor's office now. It's
right.
Like health inspectors coming in, and it's going to be, which, that would wean out like 90%.
Dude,
I know. It really
literally,
would.
I would be gone, dude.
Are you kidding? People's wires hanging from things. You got the timer just hanging down from a cord from the ceiling. You're like, this is
It's so
safe.
dangerous. Yeah.
So dangerous.
Dude, I have melted so many extension cords.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Seriously?
God. Oh my God. What?
With like the old ballast. Like I remember the ballast used
You
to be
remember those?
Dude,
Yeah.
the old
Oh.
school. They weighed like fucking, like probably not really 100 pounds, but it felt like 100 pounds sometimes because you had to pick it up and you're like, all right, be really careful. Don't break it. He's going to be really mad if you break it. This is a lot of
Or
money.
like
Don't
touching
do
the
it.
light. I remember my first grow ever was with HPS lights with my old a buddy when I was like 15. And the first thing I did was like looking at his light, and I just grabbed the fucking light bulb. And he was like, "What are you doing? You can't put fingerprints on that thing." And he like freaked out.
Dude, yeah,
That was a
that's
big thing. back
That's when
then.
it was bad too. That's when I
Yeah.
remember a lot of stuff going wrong, and everyone was doing the hoods and the
True.
domes and shit.
It was scary back then. Growing weed was scary.
You're running LEDs now?
All LEDs.
What do you think of difference of what do you think about LEDs versus HPS and more traditional lighting?
I love LEDs. I don't think there's a comparison at all.
I don't think no.
And yeah, it's ridiculous, which is funny because a lot of the old heads are like, "Oh, LEDs are complete trash," and that was very true probably 4, even 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
LEDs are ridiculous.
Yeah.
They just keep upping the quality too.
Oh my
It's
God,
crazy.
it's crazy. And the price is going down now.
Yeah,
and the
it
more,
is.
Yeah, the more things get regulated and legalized, there's going to be such a bigger market for LED lights because they should be cheaper. Like I know I have a couple buddies that have an LED company. And they're like, dude, we can make those lights for like $60. It's like, what?
That's the
We'll
thing.
see
A lot
when
of
it
it's
comes.
most of the lighting out there. I mean, I know Lux does their own R&D, and I know HLG is, but a lot of the technology. I mean, it's all branding. A lot of the stuff you could probably get overseas for half. 30% of the cost. Maybe it won't be perfect, but a lot of the technology is pretty much all the same, isn't it?
Yeah, no,
The
definitely.
diodes and shit.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's just like the different, perks and features. Is there a dimmer on it? How easy is it to, repair if something goes wrong? The
warranty is a big deal. Yeah, the warranty is a
The
big
warranty
deal.
is what gets
Yeah.
people.
But it's
I remember,
funny.
I remember somebody called the other day with like a crazy light that was like $1,500, and it was like it was a Lux light, but it was like from like 5 years ago when they first came out or something, and they had like a 15-year warranty on them, but they kept like it was something like you would sell 10 and 8 would come back because they were so. That's the thing about trying to get the ones that are so cheap is how much of a turnover.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you actually
but what
gonna
these
have?
foreign companies do, like I had a conversation with a foreign company from Korea today with a guy that was talking about sponsoring one of the rooms that I have. And he literally just copied optic LED lights. Like every single part of that light was theirs. You know what I mean? He just copied their blueprint entirely, which they have amazing lights. You know what I mean? It was super, super high quality for
probably
a
half the
fraction of the
price.
price. Right. And it's like, dude, well, maybe these companies shouldn't be taking advantage of little home growers that don't have $1,500 to spend on a light.
Yeah.
Right.
'Cause that's kind of fucked up.
Right, exactly. They just, I don't think they understood what the market was going to become either. Now it's
Yeah.
just kind of like teetering. But one person's going to come in and make a cheap one, and they're going to just clean the market up.
Yeah.
If it's cheap and it's
Floraflex
good,
is doing
yeah.
that right now, and they're selling out
I've
like
seen-
crazy.
yeah,
It's absurd.
That's crazy.
And they just look super easy. They fold out. I mean, I was looking at them pretty seriously.
And they're green.
Well,
Yeah, they look badass. Yeah.
They're green on the top.
Yeah.
They're all nice. It's like what
Floraflex
else?
is awesome. Yeah.
Who do you have any sponsors right now? wedding?
I just got my first sponsor.
Nice,
buddy.
that's awesome.
Pretty excited about that. I know I'm like kind of flattered. And then I gave away their light in a giveaway. Actually, that they sent me, they messaged me and were like, "Are you giving away our light?" I was like, "Dude, no, it's gonna be really good for you guys. Like, you get tons of publicity, dude."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay."
But so
Like,
now, can you
whatever.
send me a new one? Then
Yeah,
I'm gonna
right,
be like,
yeah,
I'm gonna need 4 more.
Yeah, dude, they yell at me all the time. It's so funny, but they're awesome. Their lights are great. It's Spider Farmer, eBay. So everybody should check them out. They're awesome. Yeah,
That's really cool
yeah,
to have somebody, and then you think you're gonna have another one too. You like this other guys?
well,
That's
I
all,
got,
look at you.
Yeah, and I'm
See, that's
testing
so
for a couple
cool.
seed companies. I'm trying to get Thug Pug to let me test for him, but he's
Nice.
a bitch. He won't. No, he's not. He's the greatest, but I'm hoping.
We'll edit it out. Don't. No, I'm kidding.
Did you guys see that Square One Genetics shared my picture?
No,
yesterday?
maybe.
Dude, I had a heart attack.
That's
And then we
huge.
had like an hour conversation about if I should repost it.
Yeah,
Or
he
if
was
it
like
would be like, I would be like, you know.
starstruck. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
dude, I messaged
Wait,
him.
what
I was
happened?
like, dude, you're my hero, bro.
Dude, that's huge.
Isn't that dope? And then he fouled me. I was like, dude, what?
Dude.
I know. I was so excited about that.
See,
What was
it's
it?
crazy.
Square
It's
One
just
Genetics, you said?
Yeah.
Support and support.
Square One, THC Titan. They're probably the most hyped breeder right now. I
Yeah?
think.
Are
I
they
think
around
so.
here? Where are they from?
They're from Oregon.
Really?
Yeah, he is.
I went to-
Really cool guy.
Fracking
His
Oregon.
THC Titan. Yeah, just Robin Hood seeds as well. But hopefully I'll be testing for him soon because he used my picture. So I'm going to
Yeah.
back him up.
Say, listen, you're gonna have to send me
He's-
some seeds.
He is my shit. So
Yeah. But yeah, it's super exciting. I'm also testing for Gignostic Seeds, which is a company that just came also out of Oregon. And they were endorsed by Gage Green. Do you know Gage Green Group? Oh man, they're like the biggest seed company in the world. What? They're crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Rob would probably be so
Dude,
disappointed in us
He
right
sold,
now.
they sold seeds to fucking Africa for like $20,000. Like Africa bought these strains from them just so that like Africa could have it in the future of cannabis.
Really?
Yeah, it's bizarre. But so they endorsed this company, and I had messaged the breeder, and they sent me over a bunch of seeds that I got going right now. I'm pretty excited about that.
What are you running right now?
Oh Lord, so many things.
You should have a variety instead of.
Well, I pheno hunt, but I've been pheno hunting like 5 seeds at a time and picking one pheno out of those strains out of each one. But it makes it super clusterfucky because there's just so many different strains in all my rooms.
And you gotta have them all labeled or else everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes
Yeah.
batshit crazy.
Everywhere.
So you were saying how you guys, you were waiting for it to become legal. Do you just want to do it homegrown? Or do you eventually want to, branch out and try and do something, be
Yeah.
sponsored big time at a warehouse?
I know. I have people ask me that all the time too on Instagram, but I don't know. That's tough. Like I've seen what like greed does to people, and I don't want to be that person ever.
I don't think you could.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, I know like stoners, you would think stoners couldn't, but what I've been seeing in the community is a lot of fucking greed.
Yeah.
And we've been going these pop-ups and I keep on seeing these people that are just like asking outrageous prices and they're taking advantage of people that don't know any better. And to me, it's like everything that I don't stand for and against everything the cannabis community stands for, I think.
I need to like play that over. I'm just gonna record that on my phone and play it over and over and over for people because that's what we've been saying. It's sad. They're just taking advantage of people and just trying to make a quick buck and not,
Right.
delivering. And it's like these are hardworking family people who do this day in and day out, and you can't just
Yeah.
not deliver an end
Right.
result. Like I just that's why we take 3 months in advance. Like we sold over 1,000 tickets.
Really?
Wow.
So that's you know what I mean? Like I just don't. It's just sad.
It's the pop-up community started so hot around here. I mean, the carnival, Liddy's events, there's some really good events starting, and then I'm sure there was a lot of cash to be made in some of these events. It's vendors, people. I mean, they're cash cows, and then everybody wanted to get into it, and who could blame them? But then when you got 6 going on every 2 or 3 every weekend, and then there's certain crowd now where everyone's spread out between, and you got 20, 30 vendors, and then 60 people that walk through. I mean, a lot of these small businesses were relying on these events to make some real cash, and when it started great. I know people that were doing $7,000-8,000 at an event, $10,000 at an event, $20,000 in a weekend. A couple brands,
Yeah, people were making a lot of money at first. A lot of money.
Yeah.
and then it all hit and it went
Yep.
tanked, and it sucks because it was really fun while it lasted.
It was, and it's sad that it's over now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're still signed up for a bunch of them coming up, and I've thought about just pulling out of most of them, especially seeing the other vendors that are going now. It's like these people aren't really reputable. Like, they're just like hustlers that got wind of, oh, look, we can make a bunch of money. It's like, dude, you're not part of the community, man.
That's
You know what I mean? Like,
you
get
didn't.
your ass
Yeah,
outta
you haven't been like putting in your years. You haven't been
Right.
like doing this.
And you're
it's
selling
just,
other
like,
drugs, and it's like there's other things
Yeah.
that cannabis community does not condone.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's, to me, that's it.
It should just be weed.
Yeah.
Oh, we are. It's just
Yeah.
weed. Just be stoner potheads.
Right.
Weed. Just
Right.
weed.
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah.
this so hard to
Yeah.
understand?
Not even having
Yeah.
booze either. Like, I think that's been great. Not having, I could imagine that if there
Alcohol,
was
yeah.
a lot of alcohol at some of these events, it probably could have gotten a little rowdy or out of hand. But
Yeah.
I think if you just,
Dude.
the events that just stay cannabis and cannabis only, those are the best.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
They're amazing. I think it's a really unique experience. And we've connected. I remember actually it was at your guys' first carnival. I remember seeing like this really old white lady and then this really hood black dude, and they were both like puffing down the blunt.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is what I've been waiting for my whole life. Like,
It was awesome.
it just feeling that was amazing.
It was. It was
really
just. It was
cool.
literally every walk of life, and that was
Yeah.
like the best
Yeah.
part of it
Yeah.
all. It was
For sure.
just.
And it's just all peace. There was no problems. There were
No.
no fights, nothing.
Nope.
You
Not
know?
a single one. All the
Yeah.
issues were street parking and lines, like
Right.
Yeah.
and garbage. Other than that, yeah, no, because no alcohol,
Right.
no alcohol,
That's a big deal.
and that's
Yeah.
like why there's no point to. If you can't have fun in an event where there's that many cannabis vendors, you're just that's not for you.
Right.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong place.
I think it's going to be interesting, and I know that we're playing around with it. There's some other brands playing around with like the beverages. I think people would love to go there and have I'd like some lemonade or something with like 5 milligrams of THC in it, something I could carry around, sip a couple throughout the day. That would kind of replace a beer or something. But I've seen a couple local brands doing it. Trap Aid seems to be doing a good job making some of these drinks. But I just think that when second you start mixing other shit at one of these festivals, it can go downhill pretty quick.
Definitely.
So how going back a little bit to you guys, because I don't want to ignore the lovely woman sitting next to you. 'Cause to be quite
She's
honest,
lovely.
she's much prettier to look at than you are. But honestly, I've been like dying to like ask and talk to you without being like a creepy person, because half the time people don't know who's really messaging from the carnival page, so I didn't want to think it's like Rob like being all like creepy. But like, how did you like this? What you're doing is genius. I mean, like, you need to make a calendar. Or honestly, or something, or posters, or like put it on a sweatshirt. Like it's so much fun. Like,
Yeah.
How'd you even think to like start it? Was it his idea or was it yours? It was a
I
little
think it
both.
was-
You already know my idea.
Honey, put these
Don't lie.
I need a good screensaver.
When we first got together is when I came up with the nickname. What was my nickname? Do you remember mine? What was my nickname? Hers was Tiny Tits.
Yep. That's his nickname for
Come
me,
on,
Tiny
what was
Tits.
my nickname?
He
dude?
wanted me to call him Papa Josh, but I'm not gonna.
You always call me that. She's just saying that.
I
to
love
me.
that. Come on, that's the best.
But
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. I don't remember like exactly the conversation, like how we decided. But
I think it was like, we need sex appeal, like, or something like that.
Because you guys were
Probably.
kind of one of the first ones to add sex to it. And now
Right.
we've hired 15 models for the carnival.
Yeah.
Booths hire girls to walk around, but you guys were the first one to put a whole other brand to it and make it something.
Yeah.
That's just kind of crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's fun. I like doing it. I always wanted to do pictures or OnlyFans or something anyway. So I'm like, well, we can just put the two together.
There you go.
So that was my question. We can totally cut this out if you like.
What? No, I love that.
Do you
What?
have an OnlyFans?
I don't.
Come on!
I literally have been thinking about it just the other day. I
Girl,
said maybe we should do an OnlyFans.
You really
Tell
should
her,
of
right.
smoking and like the pictures and I'm
So
like
cool.
literally just like sitting there smoking a joint and just like and the exact way you are now. Like, you know what I mean? Like just everything you're doing in the pictures. Just I think you should. I think you should.
too.
I fucking
All in
condone it.
favor.
I really do,
Yeah, the
because-
launch of Tiny Tits.
Time, girl, trust me.
Yeah, right.
I thought about it too. You know the amount of money you can make.
Right.
Are you running a low-key OnlyFans profile?
No, I really wish I
Right.
did.
Yeah. So you know a lot about it.
Yeah, right?
I maybe have looked into it
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
All right, I've
Yeah.
looked into it.
No,
a little
I
bit.
have to.
It's a
for
lot of
sure.
fucking time.
Yeah.
It's a lot
That's
of
a lot of
time,
work.
man.
It's
You
work.
want it's like actual
Yeah.
fucking work. So I give them all like mad credit, but
Yeah.
I can't be sitting there while my 3-year-old's running around the house and this,
Put her in
I'm
the crib.
trying to do these weird things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wait for Rob. It's like, whatever, we'll save it. But I think so. I mean, that's huge because it's such a different market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because
That would
we've
be
talked
fun.
about stopping. We talked about changing your name because there's like, you wouldn't, well, maybe you would believe the amount of like creepy dudes that say creepy, really.
Oh.
Dude, and like, I've always been like the toxic masculinity guy who's like, their guys are fine, just suck it up. But it's like, these dudes are creepy. Like, not cool creepy. Like, maybe there's no kind of cool creepy.
Yeah.
But
He's like good creepy.
there's
yeah.
funny creepy. There's definitely a funny creepy.
But yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
They're not like, oh, you're beautiful.
Right.
It's
They're like,
like,
dude,
can I
like-
buy your underwear that you just
Yeah.
wore on
Dude.
in that picture?
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
they just go too far. Like, it's fine if they want to say a compliment or something. Like, I'm good with that. But when they like go a step further and it's like,
Because
it makes me uncomfortable.
everyone thinks they have like, oh, damn right. That's why.
I guess.
Everyone thinks they have the right, but then that's the thing too. OnlyFans, you'll get,
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure,
yeah.
like way
Oh,
creepy.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Like,
the filthiest shit you could ever imagine.
yeah.
But at least if I get paid.
I was
like,
gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
as long as you're making
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
from
You
it.
cut that
I
check, you
mean,
can say whatever you want to me. I
know.
don't give a shit.
Well, yeah, I say look into it. Definitely check out our profile because they're awesome pictures.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you guys are killing it. I thank you guys again for coming on the show today. So what's next? What can we expect? Any, I want to send some people. First of all, where can people find you? You guys are big on Instagram.
Starting a YouTube channel up.
Nice.
We're doing that, yeah. Because like our big, I guess I didn't really say, like our big, one of our goals is to just get everybody growing their own weed. Because
Yeah.
I keep on seeing like we were talking about with the pop-ups and people charging all this money. Like I want everyone just to be able to get high for free. And I want them to know that like you can grow way better weed
Yeah.
than these people are selling you that,
Yep.
is getting secondhanded from California or wherever.
And you can pick
That's-
what you want.
Dude, right. Yeah, exactly.
You can pick anything you want in the world and like just
Yeah.
grow it. The amount of the
And it's
seed
fun.
strains. Yeah.
It's so much fun.
fun.
To
Yeah.
just love them and just that's what I do. I go brush them like that up and down. Yeah,
Pet 'em.
talk to them. Yeah, they're like like children. They're all girls, you
And I
know.
don't do
Yeah,
that, but-
ladies, what's up?
Good morning, girls.
Yeah, basically.
Mama's here.
Basically, what's up? Mama's home. Get to work. So, what's the YouTube channel just going to be? Basically, how to and growing stuff.
Yeah, I think so. For the most part, is going to be trying to get people to really just, some of the basics. Because we were talking before the show, actually, like all the poor information that's out there, and it's a lot of it.
Yeah, we were talking about, I think we all probably started Googling information on the internet, which is natural. But once you start talking to somebody who really knows what the fuck they're doing, like I was saying before the show, my mentor said, don't look at the internet anymore. So much wrong information. There's a lot of old head information, a lot of bro science out there. There can be decent information, but find yourself a mentor and somebody who knows what they're doing. Try their product and listen to them because there's a lot of garbage on the internet.
100%. And
Well,
that's what I've been doing a lot of is actually teaching people for the first time and showing them how to do it themselves. Because I think that's the dream.
You should start a Patreon.
Oh yeah, I thought about that. I also thought about starting a nonprofit organization. Because I was going to mention that about no, yeah.
me cry again. Thank
But
you guys.
so-
You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
Well, to fight, for the local small grower, because like we know things are going to get regulated how they are, and I'm pretty sure that even if it's along standards that we would want, they're still going to try to snuff out people that are like me, who are really small scale, that aren't really paying or opening a bunch of jobs up or whatever. So I'm going to try to start like a nonprofit to fight for the local small growers to be able to, you know, make to be able to have them have their growing rights
and have their livelihood and keep
and be able to
going
make
without
money.
having to have the same overhead as a large
Exactly. Thank you.
distribution. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
And the industry is going to be built on the small growers. I mean, there's going to be 80% of companies out. These big companies are mids factories, and you know we're in the craft beer and wine region already. Why would it be any different for cannabis? You know, it doesn't matter if you grow in a 1 liter or a 15 liter or a 20 liter. You should be able to grow, and if you want to turn it into a little business, you shouldn't be shut out because you're too small.
100%.
That's where some of the best product that I've ever had comes from a fucking small 3x3 tent, dude.
Right.
Perfect product, you know? And that you may not be able to get any bigger than that, but you shouldn't be able to say, oh, you're too small. You know, you can either go 3 plants as a medical patient or get up, you know, pay all this money to get a license when you don't want to grow that big.
Right.
You know, I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, that's the dream. Definitely.
Well, it's like too. You can go and buy stuff to brew beer at home. What is the difference?
Well, it's like if I wanted to start a brewery and I wasn't allowed to brew beer, I would not invest all my money and say, you know what? I don't know how to fucking make beer. I'm going to wing it. I'm going to invest. No, the brewers start in your basement. The
wing
growers,
it.
you don't just start in a 20 light room or a 100 light room. You start for 3 years screwing up in a tent or in a room or outdoors.
Throwing out plans,
No,
you know,
100%.
week before they're done because something went wrong and crying about it and having to start over and figuring it out and just.
Yeah. There's something that's
Picking up
definitely
pieces.
lost at on a larger scale too with these
Certainly.
commercial grows. Like I know like every leaf on my fucking plant. Like I'm with them every day. Like that's what I do, you know? So it's like, honestly, like I pheno hunt and I have to kill off the phenos that aren't, you know, the best pheno. And it like breaks my heart. I'm like, no, dude, like we've been through so much. Right?
Dude's wearing all black, like burying him in the backyard.
Literally, right? You're all
You'll
like,
have a better life.
yeah.
Oh, that is so sad.
Yeah, sometimes I'll plant them out in the woods and hope that like nature just takes over and they like
dude,
pollute the whole woods.
You're one of the good ones, man. Shit. That is goddamn
But that's how
funny.
you have to find the best of them. You know what I mean? You have to pick the strong ones or the you know the ones you like, and that's another part of fun part about growing. You know, do you like a little bit more purple? You know, do you like a little bit more of a terpene? You know, it's being able to pick what you want.
What an incredible plant! Like,
Right?
that's crazy.
It's just
No
magical.
doubt.
dude, it's crazy.
It's just it really is. Just
And like breeding, oh man, I'd love to get into breeding. Is that something you've ever considered?
No. I mean, I'd like to, but like I said, you know, I
can't
haven't
say,
been. I feel like I'm still learning every single day. And like going into, and I love to learn, and eventually the dream is to have my own little micro business, have my own, unique genetics. But I think I'm still a little bit ways out there, but I respect the hell out of it.
Dude, yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Some of the things those people do, and at least you have like the knowledge to know what goes into it.
Yeah.
Because some of these people spend 3 or 4 years before releasing like these strains, and it's like, and the amount of work it goes into to find those is incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Well, that's the thing. And you're kind of doing it at the right steps. It's finding ones that are good growers, are not going to harm, are not going to just die off or have a lot of issues. And, if you also know how they grow. So if you give them to somebody and they have questions, you can be like, oh yeah, the stem is supposed to be purple like that, or no, the leaves have, it's different knowing, if you've done it yourself rather than just going to try and buy a bunch of ones off a table.
100%. Yeah. Oh, seedsman.
It's that's another thing too with some of the events. It's been sad to see the sad cuts that have been out there. And it's like no one takes the time to just take the steps and pheno hunt.
It's
and
like, do I have to pay extra for the PM or what? Get the fuck out of here.
Dude.
Ruby, Queen of Exotics, got some from an event and just had to kill her whole room.
Damn, man, why you guys kill your whole rooms though?
It was, I guess
it's
it was.
that bad. Was it PM?
Powdery mildew? No, it wasn't powdery mildew. For the life of me, I can't remember what it was, but it was a small area and she just started off so it wasn't her entire room, it was a section of the room, but granted, she had to kill all them. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you got to know when to just give up with it, for sure.
Basically, it's like, am I going to struggle and spend all these money and stress them out, or I'm just going to, cut my losses, bleach the room,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there. But yeah, that's the thing. Like you're pheno hunting, you're trying to find the strongest, the best ones, and then bringing them clean. And people don't want to do that, which is sad because then it completely fucks up your room and everything you've had working.
Yeah, it's scary to bring. I've wanted to bring clones, and I have a ton of people that ask me all the time, but it's like, I'm just not comfortable with, because I have like a super good pest management program. Like I'm super diligent, but I don't know if anybody else is, you know, and if I bring them this clone, do I know for certain that it doesn't have a pest somewhere in it? Like, no, like it could be a soil mite, there could be something. And then if you're not as diligent as I am with your program, you're going to have a problem, you know?
Well, and even if you do like quarantine it, you know, for a little while and, you know, kill it off and clean it and everything, it can grow, and again, it can herm.
100%.
You know what I
Right,
mean? And then
right.
it herms the entire rest of the room, and then you're fucked again.
Yeah.
It's like you can never know. You know, that's the hard part about it.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But there's a lot of, you know, like you, there's a lot of other trustworthy ones out there who are, you know, figuring it out and doing it, and it's just knowing who's putting in the time and energy,
Right.
and who's done it for a long time.
That's what I think tissue culture is going to be really
Oh,
interesting.
man. Yeah.
I got to see a tissue culture lab up in Maine. My buddy Dylan Proctor runs East Coast Cure up in Bangor. Check him out if you haven't. He's an amazing grower. But he has a whole tissue culture lab in there where they not only have a whole library of their own clean genetics, but they clean other genetics for people. And it's like this special type of TC. It's like ape. I don't even want to fuck it up, but they do like this special type of tissue culture that only a handful of people are actually trained to do. And it's like, it's one of the coolest things I've ever, and they just have a vault of clean proprietary like genetics. I'm like, man, isn't that something?
Dude, yeah, that's amazing.
It's so cool.
I would love to see that.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
It's like the first time you saw a grow room, and you was just like,
Right.
I'm home. This is where I'm supposed to be.
That's like some sci-fi shit. Like, I don't even know how it works. Like tissue culture, I have no idea, to be honest.
It's
So they're making a lot of money off of it.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely comes with the price tag, you know, to have your genetics TC, but to know that you have a perfectly clean, like 0% risk cut that you can pull out of the vault, you know, at any time.
Well, so that's all it is a cut? They just
No. It's like a little, the way that they do it, they like harvest like this small part of the plant and they put it in culture, and it takes like a year, like 8 to 12 months to grow.
What?
But it's like this perfectly clean little.
That's insane.
I have to find
Dude,
some
that's
information.
insane.
Is it
It's insane.
rooted? Does it root?
I don't want to. I'm going to dig up some information.
Steve, you can't just drop this
I know,
bomb
no.
and leave
This is
us.
complex.
I know
though.
it's
Like,
complex. I
dude.
just don't want to say any wrong information, but I can tell you the
That's
reason they
crazy.
do it is to preserve and clean their genetics
Right.
to mitigate any risk.
I've heard that's the only way to get rid of PM.
Yeah.
That's what people say.
Yeah.
I have PM right now, and it's been a struggle.
And HLV, hoplite and viroid, they clean some of that. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. tech. Yeah.
No, definitely. It's crazy.
Oh, now we have to learn more about this.
I actually,
plant tissue.
I'm going to reach out. I know there's, like I said, there's a small handful of people who are trained in this specific type of tissue culture. And what they do is Apical, I'll post the link to this company after in the show notes. But essentially what they do is they have a hub and they send their installers or their scientists out to set up these labs and work with them. And the 2 days that I happened to be visiting Bangor, the lab guy was there doing this special tissue culture, and it was like in this huge. It was really cool, but I'm sure they would come on the podcast because these guys are the freaking best of the best.
Dude, people would
in
love
TC.
that.
Yeah,
I
but-
would love that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna do a lot of the talking because I feel like it's gonna be like talking to my brother who's a biomechanical engineer, and I'm not gonna know like what. I feel like they're just gonna use terms that I'm not gonna know. So wait. So start back. So you take a plant and then I can just sit there and not. It'll be good. That'd be
it's
awesome
crazy.
though to
Yeah, we
learn
could
and just see it. Yeah, that'd be the coolest thing.
Yeah. I'd be super
That'd
interested.
be cool.
I think a lot of people know what it is, but they don't know how it works.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah. There's
Right, and you can read about it, but hearing it from the mouth is
Yeah.
different.
Right.
You know, someone actually describing it who does it,
Yeah.
dumbing it down.
Yeah, what it does. Yeah. We'll talk after this and we'll see if we can get something set up soon because that would be really interesting.
That'd be cool.
Any final thoughts from anybody as we come on time? This was an an awesome episode, and I do want to bust your balls a little bit because you were getting a little nervous before. He's like, "Are you anxious?" And we were saying how JJ from High Minded Collective was all nervous. I had to chase him down for 2 fucking weeks to get on the show, and he gets on there, blah 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 blah, chatterbox.
And I said, and I told you, I messaged him earlier. I was like, I feel like he's gonna be like a JJ. I was like, I feel like he's super nervous, but then he's just gonna like slide into it.
There's a couple times where I definitely choked up. I was like,
you know what I mean? It's normal, but people like, they like hearing normal. They don't want to, they don't want it to be clean and think,
that's
you don't do this for a living. They want to make sure that you can just know what the fuck you're about.
I grow weed, so I don't have to do this.
Next
but
time,
no,
get
thanks
higher.
for having us. I know we should have got higher. That was the thing.
That was the
That was the thing.
No, you guys did awesome, though. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you both for
honestly.
coming.
Thanks for
I'm so
inviting
excited to
us.
have you at the carnival, too.
Us too, we're hyped.
Launch an
Great.
OnlyFans.
I will.
thinking
Poster
about
OnlyFans
it.
link in the
I
show
will.
notes.
Dr. Dankensteins.
Dr. D's going to be in his underwear on OnlyFans.
Dude,
Oh my God.
man.
I'm telling you, you might have to hop on there, man. You might want to see you
We
instead.
have-
Are you open? I'd like to see that.
Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all ain't ready. You're not ready for that.
Little naked gardening 101.
Dude, that would be bad funny if you just started doing the same pictures as
Dude,
she
we
does.
thought
Like
about that. Don't tempt me, bro, because I think that's funny, but people would be like, I know I get so much hate, bro. Oh, Lord.
I think that'd be
Eat
the
it and just watch
funniest
the
thing.
fucking followers come and be like, hey, new sponsored room. Yeah,
Oh my God.
I
Or
might,
anytime she does something, just like walk in like naked and be like, oh, you're doing it now. Okay, I'll do it in 15 minutes. All right, I got you.
No, definitely.
strictly naked gardening.
Yeah,
It's a rule. If you're in this garden,
I
you're
think
fucking
strictly
naked.
gardening. You take a gardening glove, and you can put it on the schlong, and then you walk around. I think you'd be good. I'll be your sex marketer. I got it. Don't worry. I know too much about it. Yeah, I know. Don't worry.
I feel like you know a lot.
We did. Did you guys see the video that I posted yesterday night and I deleted it real quick before we go? Did you see the video? I
No.
deleted it right after.
No, I fell asleep at like 9 o'clock.
Dude, so we took the doorknob off of the bathroom door. Did you see it?
No.
I deleted the dankle. The dankle. And then she was like sitting there like, oh, and then like, it's like had the music and I stuffed it in there. Dude, we spent hours doing that.
Dude, that
but
shit was so funny.
I thought it was funny,
but he was
I
like
got
second
embarrassed.
guessing it. He was
Yeah.
like, people are gonna hate me because it's not like just the weed; it's like too goofy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I think
But
it's
it was
hilarious.
funny.
I would have been worried that your page would have been taken down because of some sort of sex thing.
Yeah,
But I think
Dude.
people would have loved it.
I thought
I
it
think
was
it would have been
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
it was fun.
Yeah, it was.
People
funny.
are going to hate everything. You know what I
dankle.
mean? There's always going to be a hater
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah.
Just keep,
Right.
do
Don't
you.
listen to the comments.
You guys are
The bigger-
doing, you guys are doing awesome.
The bigger you guys get, the more hate. It's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
Luckily, this is a really peaceful and not hateful community. We're all a very peaceful people.
Well, the
But
good part of it.
The reality
Yeah.
is, as you get bigger and have more success, people are gonna hate on you, and it just means you're probably doing something right. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because you're
appreciate that.
growing it and,
Yeah.
and not getting it supplied.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's a huge,
Yeah, we're super excited for the future.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get high on some of your weed tonight.
Dude,
'cause that
fuck.
shit was banging.
Dude, hell yeah.
I'm sitting there drooling like these guys put out fucking heat.
It
Dude,
is,
yeah.
It's
I'm
such
telling
beautiful
you, bro.
pictures.
The wedding cake banana buttercup number
Yeah.
4, dude, is gonna change your life.
Yeah.
Oh
it
my
ain't gonna
God.
make it out of this
Dude.
parking lot before it's
Good.
on fire,
Well, I
dude.
didn't even do that.
Stop. I love wedding cake.
Let's fire it
Well,
up.
do you remember the one we tested, right? That was
Yeah.
that was 26%, right?
Yeah.
I gave him that one, but this the new one, which is like the banana terp, dude.
Oh, it was that one?
Bro,
oh, I
I'm telling you,
smoked
it's
that
crazy.
one. Because me and Rob saved that one because we have
Did
a
you?
close connection to wedding cake and any strains
Love
from
wedding
it.
cake.
God, it was amazing.
Oh, shit.
It was
Yeah, I'm
amazing.
excited
Okay.
to see what you think.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you guys so much. You're awesome. You're naturals at this. I hope you'll come back on and talk again in the future. Good luck with everything. Keep crushing it in the garden. And Anything for you? Don't
No,
eat any
it's
more
just
fucking
say-
raw chicken?
Right now, don't even worry.
Yeah.
No, just let them know again where they can find you guys. You know, if they need anything. I mean, you know, they'll obviously be showing up at the carnival December 18th, and then their Instagram handles. But should anyone just contact you there if they need anything?
Yeah, Instagram
There
is
you
the
go.
best. Yeah, the YouTube's in the works, but not quite yet.
Yes.
And we'll post
Yeah.
the handles, and we'll be tagging. We'll have a bunch of content from this episode. We'll share it, and hopefully we can give them a follow and a like and show them some love.
Awesome.
Build up that following.
Build it up.
Yeah, of the non-creeps. If you're creepy, don't follow her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay out of
Or I lied. You can follow her. Just don't think you have a chance.
Yeah, or follow
Because
her on
90% of
OnlyFans
the
and pay
time
her
you-
$50.
Yeah,
Right,
you don't.
right. That's
Yeah.
okay. And then you can be
Early-
greedy.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Right, go to
Yeah.
town.
Early discount for subscribers. Awesome. Well, thank you guys
funny.
so much.
Yeah,
I
thank you.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thanks for having us on. It was awesome.
Yeah, we'll see
Really
you next
appreciate
week.
it. Peace.
Thanks to our friends here at Rockbox Recording and Production in Rochester, New York. They are a full professional podcast and video studio designed by a radio guy for podcasters. Audio, video, voiceovers, editing, whatever. Mouth off at rockbox@rockbox.com.
You can follow Cannabis Cum Laude on LinkedIn and all other social media platforms, as well as Cannabis. And if you'd like to help support the show, search up Cannabis Cum Laude on Patreon. And of course, all of those links are in the show notes. Thanks for watching and listening.